Modern culture lies to you about your past. It tells you to process your regrets. It tells you to sit in your sorrow, to analyze every missed opportunity and heal your inner wounds. This is a dangerous psychological trap. You are not healing. You are bleeding the only currency you have: time. Have you ever noticed how some people simply move on after a massive, devastating public failure, while everyone else spends years mourning what could have been? These rare individuals build entirely new empires. You think they lack empathy. You think they are suppressing their trauma. You're entirely wrong. They have mastered a timeless Roman discipline, a ruthless method to sever the neurochemical loop of regret. Today we will dismantle your obsession with yesterday. We will explore the neuroscience of the ruminating brain. We will uncover why your guilt is secretly a biological addiction and how you can destroy it. When you understand this Roman protocol, you will stop living as a hostage to your own history. But before we teach you how to forge the present, I have a strict challenge for you. Subscribe to the channel and tell me in the comments below what is the one specific regret that is currently paralyzing your life and stopping you from moving forward. Make your confession below. It is the first step to leaving it behind. Now let us begin. Chapter 1. The story I am about to tell you belongs to Julian. Julian was 26 years old and his mind was a chaotic prison. He was highly ambitious. He wanted to succeed. He wanted to build an empire, but he was completely paralyzed by regret. 6 months ago, Julian made a catastrophic mistake. He rushed a massive project at his firm. He ignored the warnings and the entire venture collapsed. He lost his money, his reputation, and his confidence from the moment he woke up to the moment he collapsed into. His mind replayed the failure. He felt a deep, hollow emptiness inside his chest. Whenever he tried to start a new project, his brain would instantly flood with memories of the collapse. He would think about his wasted savings. He would calculate the exact magnitude of his failure. He would imagine where he could have been today if he had just made a different choice. He thought that if he just kept analyzing the past, he would eventually find closure and peace. But the analysis was not the cure. Analysis was the disease. Julian was slowly losing his future because he was entirely obsessed with a ghost. He was a prisoner locked in a cell of yesterday. Chapter 2. What Julian was experiencing is a documented biological crisis. Modern neuroscience has revealed exactly why you are so terrified of letting go of your past mistakes. When you sit and ruminate on your failures, your brain activates what neuroscientists call the default mode network. This is the exact same network responsible for mind-wandering, severe self-criticism, and time-traveling backward into your history. But here is the terrifying absolute truth. Your brain actually becomes heavily addicted to this specific network. When you obsess over regret, your brain receives a highly predictable, familiar loop of neurochemical stress signals. Even though the emotion is deeply painful, your brain secretly craves the absolute certainty of that familiar pain. Moving forward into the unknown present requires massive cognitive energy. It requires engaging the prefrontal cortex. Regret is lazy. Regret is low energy. Your brain tricks you into feeling productive while you are simply mourning. You think you are solving a profound life problem, but you are just feeding a cheap emotional addiction. Your amygdala holds you hostage in yesterday so you do not have to face the terrifying friction of building something difficult today. Your chronic regret is not a moral virtue. It is not emotional depth. It is neurological cowardice. Chapter 3. Desperate to find peace, Julian left the city and visited a traditional stonemason's yard. He walked into the dusty courtyard and found Lucien, the elderly master, standing before a ruined, shattered marble block. Julian stood there staring at the shattered stone. It reminded him perfectly of his own broken life. "Master, how do you recover from a mistake like this?" Julian finally blurted out, breaking the quiet. "How do you sleep at night, knowing you ruined weeks of perfect labor? Does the regret not crush you?" Lucien slowly turned his weathered face toward the young man. He did not offer comfort. He did not ask Julian to talk about his delicate feelings. He walked over, kicked the shattered marble piece aside, and threw a rough wooden broom directly at Julian's sweep. "The dust," Lucien commanded. His voice was heavy, absolute, and left zero room for negotiation. Julian blinked, holding the broom defensively. "Master, I am asking you for wisdom about my destroyed future sweep." Lucien interrupted Julian, reluctantly lowered his head and began to push the broom across the workshop floor. He pushed the white marble dust into a small pile. But as he swept, he kept looking backward. He kept looking over his shoulder at the pile he was creating. and the ruined statue behind him. Lucian struck Julian's shoulder with a wooden measuring rod. "Where are your eyes?" the old master barked. "I'm looking at what I have done," Julian replied defensively, feeling the sting of the sudden strike. Lucian slowly shook his head. "The dust behind you is dead. The statue is dead. It does not exist. You cannot carve a memory boy. You cannot change the shape of a stone that is already broken." Lucian pointed to a single unpolished paving stone directly in front of Julian's broom. "Look only here. You are only allowed to look at the stone immediately in front of the bristles. Nothing else exists. If you look back at the pile you have already swept, you will sweep this floor forever." The Roman philosopher Seneca taught us that time is our only true property. Lucian explained, his voice echoing off the cold stone walls. "Yet we squander it entirely on the past. You are paying a massive debt to yesterday, using the exact coins you need to buy your tomorrow." The ancient Roman military understood the vital survival concept of absolute non-negotiable execution. There is no gap permitted. A legionnaire does not pause to mourn a missed sword strike. If he hesitates, the next strike kills him. The gap between a massive failure and your very next focused action must be reduced to absolute zero. When you fail, you do not sit in the ashes. You do not demand cosmic closure from the universe. You do not ask the gods why it happened. You aggressively pull your eyes forward and sweep the next stone. You force your brain out of the default mode network, and you enter into ruthless task-positive forward action. Lucian placed a heavy scarred hand on Julian's shoulder. "Forgive yourself instantly, not out of modern emotional weakness, but out of strict historical duty. You have a new block of marble waiting bleed for that instead." Julian took this brutal ancient lesson back into the chaotic modern world. He realized his career ruin was exactly like the shattered marble. It was dead dust on the floor. He began a ruthless new protocol. Every time his brain tried to drag him backward into the failure, every time he felt the familiar addictive pull of the default mode network, begging him to ruminate and suffer, he instantly visualized the wooden broom. He forced his eyes completely downward to the absolute present moment. He did not negotiate with the guilt. He did not process the trauma. He simply executed the very next task. He made the next phone call. He wrote the next proposal. He went to the gym and lifted the weight. Months passed and the transformation began to solidify into his actual identity. His posture became remarkably grounded. Then the real test arrived. A massive new project opportunity appeared. It was highly lucrative, but extremely risky. The old Julian would have been paralyzed. The ghost of his past failure would have screamed in his ear. His amygdala would have hijacked his nervous system, convincing him to retreat to the safety of doing absolutely nothing. But the new Julian was a man of marble. He did not look back at the pile of dust. He felt the biological spike of fear. He acknowledged the risk objectively, and then he completely ignored the emotion. He reduced the gap to zero. He drafted the contract. He executed the plan with cold, terrifying precision. The project was a massive success. His colleagues looked at him in total shock at his sudden, unshakable confidence. "How did you not panic after what happened last year?" a senior partner asked, staring at the finalized paperwork. Julian looked up, his expression completely calm. "Because last year does not exist," he answered. "I only sweep this stone." When you stop financing your past with your present, you experience a radical shift. You are no longer a tragic victim of your circumstances. You are no longer the sum of your worst mistakes. You become cold to the seductive whispers of chronic regret. You realize that guilt serves absolutely no one. It does not fix the broken statue. It only ensures the next block of stone gathers dust in the dark. If you catch yourself looking back, you must aggressively pull your eyes to the very front. Sweep the dust immediately in front of you. Build the business today. Make the difficult phone call today. What happened yesterday is a ghost. It cannot touch you unless you resurrect it with your own undisciplined thoughts. Let the dead stay buried in the earth. Your absolute duty is to the chisel currently in your hand. If this philosophy stirred something dormant inside you, subscribe to this channel right now and turn on notifications. Share this video with someone who is currently drowning in the dark waters of their own unchangeable past. Leave a comment declaring your commitment to the present moment. Stop looking back. Pick up the heavy wooden broom. Keep your eyes locked on the stone. Walk forward. See you in the next lesson. Become the man of marble.